Hello again and welcome back to my card making channel. Today we are looking at the third edition in the Hobbie range from Kanban Crafts. The box hasn't been opened yet, so let's take a look together. I'm not quite sure if this will be the entire box that you will see, but let's have a look. Nicely packaged anyway. Oh, it's a yellow one. We've got a yellow Hobbie. Let me move some of these things out of the way so that we can get rid of the sparkle. So we've got paper and we've got sentiments. We've got a character pack. So let's move the box out of the way to give us a little bit more room. And let's take off some of this cellophane. I think it's probably always good to start with the paper. So at first glance this looks like a buttermilk yellow, almost it's almost got a shade of orange to it, so it's almost autumnal. It's almost like a yellow, a golden yellow. So we've got small dots on this side, and then we've got like a checkerboard pattern here. So I'm hoping this is another set where we've got 36 pages. So that's page number 1. We've then got, these look like the American hearts are back again. So we've got those very iconic hearts. This looks like could be a strawberry, or it could just be a different design of a heart. Definitely sunflowers. So maybe that's the theme behind it. We've got flowers, we've got Hobbie with a golden bonnet on and pushing a wheelbarrow of flowers. And there's a check in the background. Oh, stripes, nice wide stripes. The colours are quite unusual, they're quite subtle. So it's almost like a grey green, an olive green, but not quite as strong. But I like this combination of the golden yellow and this green. We've got some more gingham. That's another page there. Yeah, same kind of green in gingham, and then more orange stripes. So let's go with the gingham this side. Oh, we've got a new character. There's a teddy bear on this one. So more sunflowers, a very cute teddy bear. Let me bring this up a little bit. Got a very cute teddy bear and a different Hobbie who is smelling some flowers. This looks like a slightly older Hobbie. They're pretty. Little ditzy white flowers on that golden background again. Let's move that pattern that way so that we've got some squares, some stripes, some dots. Oh, we've got some more flowers here. So ditzy flowers that almost match the white ones, but this time it's golden on white. And then we flip over and we've got a polka dot. I really wish I could explain. It's like a butterscotch colour. There's an orange butterscotch and then there's like a golden yellow. So you could use it for autumnal cards or you could use it for springtime. This is pretty. So we've got the slight ditzy dots in the background and then squares with double H for Hobbie. It's almost like a checkerboard pattern, isn't it? And then more dots, and this time with the green, that sage green, and the orange. I seem to be changing the colours all the time, but I would say we've got like a warm golden butterscotch colour, and then this one here is got more orange in it, and then you've got these warm greens. So yeah, lovely colour combination. So that's a good start. Let's look at the sentiments next, because I remember last time I said to you that these sentiments are almost too good to hide. So a very special wish, it's a pleasure to send. May your birthday be bright from beginning to end. So more sunflowers. Then we've got this cute little holly hobby. We've got a different sort of horse. This time it's a rocking horse with the two of them rocking away. You've got her little cat. Then they're riding, it's almost like a penny farthing together. But you can see that Holly Hobbie is slightly different here to the ones that were shown in the blue collection, or even the red one. There's another image. Just goes to show how many different Holly Hobbie images were drawn. There's the dress, that's where this dot has come in. There's the teddy bear with the wheelbarrow. Warm wishes that your birthday is the kind that proves to be so perfect that it turns into a happy memory. That's sweet. So you've got a warm calico kind of cream, and then you've got the white sentiments. I like that they do it with the two. So yeah, great set of sentiments. Let's now move on to these. So this is our character pack, and again we've got 36 sheets, and this topper here will once again give you the opportunity to make a base card, because last time I took this card and then I cut out a sentiment and popped it over the top. Very, very quick and easy, effective card. So we've got teddy bears, we've got some more cut out Holly Hobbies, and again it's in this sunflower sort of warm yellow. That's pretty. This is the little girl was on the paper. So then I'm hoping that there's another die that will cut these out, because they're great. You can just put the die on top of this grey outline and it will cut for you perfectly every time. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be 6 lots of 6 again, isn't it? So we've got 6 of the small Holly Hobbies. Then we've got these fabulous bears. That would be nice for a baby card, wouldn't it? A welcome to the world card. A mummy and a baby bear. And don't forget, you can cut these out as well, but quite often all you need to do is to put that on the base of a card with a sentiment, and that's all you need. Here's our main character again. I can see these hearts in more detail now. They're almost like polka dot hearts, a cross between a strawberry and a polka dot heart. But there's little Miss Holly Hobbie, and the pattern again is reflected in this bonnet. So they must go through the original artwork and then pick out the patterns to make it match. But that's a sweet image. You can cut that out and layer it up. You've got the two of them on their rocking horse again. I like these little details of the checked heart and the sunflowers here and there. It's like a late summer collection, isn't it? Another image of her waiting by the mailbox. But the colours are very, very sweet. They'll be good to colour in as well, won't they? And then she's wearing a larger bonnet. So again, all you've got to do is just make a simple card. Is to take one of these and layer it on the top, and then there's your angel policy. So if I remember correctly, it is 100 projects per year of one design. So you could, if you had 100 of these, you could make 100 cards of those and then sell them. But then within that same year, if you wanted to do it again, you would have to adapt this design. But all the details are in that policy for you. So papers, very nice images. Oh, let's look at the paper ribbons. So these aren't in a wrapper, so that's good. That saves us a bit of time. So that's sweet. Thoughtfulness is to friendship what sunshine is to flowers. Very, very true. So I can imagine cutting these out, but you could just use them as they are, as a strip with your stripes on the back. These paper ribbons really work out well because you can make a card with the offcuts. So there's one. Then we've got the Holly Hobbie monogram with the green polka dots on the back. We've got beautiful sunflowers, and all of this can be cut down. So you could use one of the strips, cut the flowers out and then lay them up onto another one. I'm feeling like we need to use some raffia or some hessian with these designs. They'd also look nice on craft cards. We've got the ditzy dots, and then we've got that very subtle checkerboard pattern with the gingham. Can't beat a bit of gingham. More stripes. So everything that has been in the main paper collection is being replicated here, and then you've got those very cute dots and the ditzy daisies. So what's in the box next? Let's just pull out, here are the stamps. Wonderful. So this is collectible stamp and die set number 3. So there is that little girl that we saw in the collectible cards, and less. There we go. There is another stamped image, and these are very good quality stamps, so you can use them over and over again. They're great for embossing as well. And then you've got your hints and tips and a good idea of the colouring that will be used if you want to colour it yourself. And again, you've got the angel policy. So I've got all 3 now. That set's building up nicely. Right, on to the toppers. This looks like a big set. So looks like we've got a new topper shape, and let's have a look at these. Immediately my eye is drawn to these extra strips on the bottom because they're all die cut. So again, you can use that as a patchwork. You've also got these nice ditzy flowers, so don't be afraid to cut into those. Use your dies, and then you can cut some flowers or even circles and keep them to use at a later stage with your card. So yes, look, this is a new die cut shape. Let's have a look. Let's see what this is. So they come out easily. Sometimes you get some little pips, but if you just rub them back down again, or if you use your distress inks, that will rub the pips off. I mean, you need them, for otherwise everything will fall out of place. But look, there we go. There's a new die shape. Quite like that. I wonder if we've got any dies to go with it. Let's have a look. So these are our larger images again. So we've got 2 of these designs. Let's move these out of the way. But you can see how the ribbons and the papers all mixing and matching. So it makes building up your projects very easy, because you could take something like this and then match it with one of the tags. So this is the label tag that we had with set 1. So I like that Kanban are doing that they're giving you die cuts that will be able to be used with your die so that you can build up the layers. I like these sunflowers. They're very fresh looking. And there's that heart, these American hearts where they're slightly elongated. There's a lot on those toppers there. That's a nice set. These are sweet too. These little extra ones, and I like it when the wording comes down as well, because they're good for when you're making presents. This is a nice bit of colouring in. Look at the imagery there. So it's a very pale yellow, and then the ribbon that we saw in this design over here is from the ribbon on her floppy hat. It's when you look at the details of what's on the dresses that you realise where the backing paper and the ribbons have come from. It's really effective to do it in that way. Now we've got gold foiling, so don't be afraid to use all these sides as well. So we've got the little girl at the post box, and then we've got, I like this colour of this dress. I might have a go at that. That's very pretty. I like that subtle colouring on it. So you've got another 5 toppers there. So you've easily got 60 toppers in this set. And it's called the Country Life. So Holly Hobbie Country Life. So it is very reminiscent of summer days and being out in the field picking the daisies. They've got the sentiments again. So this style has been in a couple of the other sets. So you can see how you can mix and match everything. Ah, look, and here's the other die cut. That's almost like the scalloped one. I think last time I made a Dutch fold card and put one of these on the top. So you can use some of the other card designs and incorporate these toppers. But I like this with the wheelbarrow of flowers and the forget-me-nots and the tulips just in the corner there. It's very, very, very pretty. We've got hugs and kisses. You are my sunshine. Be kind. I think we need these kinds of sentiments in our lives at the moment, don't we? And again, you've got the checkerboard and the Holly Hobbie. So you can take some of these and then mix them up with the other toppers. This is going well so far. Let's see what we've got next. Ah, the dies. We have got dies. This looks good. So we've got, it's called a Fancy Square Set 1. So this is that first topper. That's good. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 dies. Isn't that good? Where's that topper? Let's have a quick look. Let's see if I can pull it out. There it is. So this shape is about medium. So you could pick a couple more of these and layer them up with a ribbon, and bish bash bosh, there's your card. Lovely. I like those. I like that we're building up all of these different sets. Oops, and then we've got some ovals. So obviously I'm not getting the real packaging here because I've got them slightly ahead of time, but I'm assuming those are going to be to incorporate with the rest of the collection. So topper dies, ovals, very, very handy set. So I'm lucky there. 2 very useful set. Oops, I spy some more stamps. Not actual packaging, but let's have a look and see what we've got. So these are like the larger A5 stamps that I used last week. So you might have seen the Kanban Holly Hobbie bags, can bags, and these stamps came out at the same time. So I had the little girl in the field looking over the gate, and then there was another one where she's flying a fight. I really like that stamp. You can do 2 or 3 of those in a line. That would look really classy. So this is the little girl holding the flowers in her, let me put that down like that so you can see. holding the flowers in her apron. So this will be nice to paper piece. This is large enough that you could stamp onto some of the coloured paper and then cut these pieces out and paper piece. I'll have a go at that and see what it looks like, and if it's any good I'll come back and show you. Like flowers, you fill the world with beauty. And then you've got another Holly Hobbie, these solid ones I like. Forever Grateful, that's cute. Let's have a look at this one. Ah, look, there's the little girl with the floppy hat and the ribbon around the centre. So this is another one of the yellow dresses, but I have a feeling we can have a go at paper piecing those. You make the world a nicer place to be. And then there's a lovely Holly Hobbie handmade by, so you could stamp that on the back. They had one of these on the other set of stamps, but it's slightly smaller. I like that. A basket of wishes, especially for you, for a birthday that's happy the whole day through. So these are, oh look at that heart. These are really nice sentiments that you could use at any time of the year, aren't they? So the fun will be is how to use these stamps with those new papers, because the last time I didn't have stamps like these with the collection. So we'll have a go at colouring, and I'll show you the results a little bit later on, but I haven't got much time to make up samples, so I've only got a couple of days and it's all got to be back in the post. So this looks like some more of that fabulous Vanguard card. So we've got an ivory, like a cream, a beautiful golden orange. Oh, I love these colours. These colours really make it. Look at that for a warm orange. We've got some golden yellow. I think that's the same. And then a warmer peachy. That matches up with the ribbons. And then, oh, that feels like craft card. Isn't that funny? I said about craft card. They must have read my mind. Oh, and then I've got some stamping cards. Wonderful. So we've got, let's move these out of the way. We've got creams and golden oranges. Oh, look at these colours. They're glorious. Aren't they fabulous? And then we've got there's that warm peach. Yep, there's a warm peach. And then we've got this craft card. So these ribbons coordinate beautifully with these. Look, even if you take this one, you can see how everything colour matches, which means that let's take a sheet of tags. A sheet of tags will colour match, and the papers will colour match. Let's bring these papers, excuse my arms, but let's just bring these papers back in. Wow, that's a lovely warm palette. I wonder what I can make with these. I think what I'll do is I'll go away and I'll have a play, and then I will come back and I'll share the ideas that I've had, and possibly I'll try and come up with another quick tutorial as well. Bye for now. Hello again, I'm back. I've made some samples, but I wanted to quickly mention to you that Kanban Crafts also have some cardstock that matches in with the Holly Hobbie range. So it comes in a box of 100 sheets, and I believe there are 20 designs, so 5 sheets of each. Now, these particular ones here, I think, tend to go with the first range, which was Holiday Joys. Then you've got the kind of authentic collection, so you've got your reds, your blues, your yellows. But for this particular collection, Country Life, I opted to use this range, this palette of colours. So you'll see in some of my cards that I've used this green, which is like a sage green, and then you've got these sunflowers and these ditzy yellow daisies that fit perfectly with the cards that you're about to see. They're a very good weight. It's definitely card. It's plain on the back. It folds. You can make 3D projects with it easily. There's no creasing. I'll show you close up that there's no creasing. But yes, if I can find this still on the Kanban Crafts website, I'll post a link in the comments below. But this is worthwhile buying if you are interested in using the Holly Hobbie range. So let's move on to the samples that I've managed to make. I've had about a day. These now need to go into the post today so that they could be up at Kanban HQ. So hopefully you'll see some of these on the television, but if ever you want to see these close up, then look on my Pinterest board or on my Facebook page, Elisabeth Hogarth Designs, and then you'll be able to see photos of everything, because my next job will be to photograph all of these. So this is using one of the ribbon bands that I showed you earlier. We've got some of the background paper, and then I've matched this image here up with the main topper. So here's card number 2, and this was made using the front sheet from the 36 cards that come within the collection. So then I've used the Vanguard coloured card to cut up some couple of ovals and then cut into one of these cards to create my topper. So you can see how the colours are beginning to come together. So let's move this one along, and then we'll bring in our next card. So this one here, I've used the new cutting dies to create my toppers, and it's quite a nice little tip to bring in the same colour from the imagery onto your background topper. So this particular one here, you can open the flap this way. So there's your little cut out Holly Hobbie. Then you've got another one of the topper cards, some of the toppers, and then you open it up again, and then here is your sentiment sheet that I've cut down, and I've used the imagery that was on this side and just stuck it onto here. So it creates quite a unique type of card, but all the time you're taking the same type of imagery. So you've got the sunflowers that are in here, you've got this image here which is then reflected on the front, and it's quite a good neat way of bringing your cards together. Quite like that one. This is another flip-floppy type of card. So this time I used the cutting dies that came with the Authentic collection. So I've used the gingham as a topper, so that's in my background here, and then I've used some cream card just to link in all of the colours. So it's another nice topper, and I've used some of the side edges of the background paper or of these toppers just to finish off the corners of the card. So when you open up this one, again I've used the gingham just to tie it all together, and then you've got a couple of the oval toppers and then another sentiment. So a very special wish. It's a pleasure to send. May your birthday be bright from beginning to end. So they're a little bit different. I've tried to make them country style, and then this time all I've done is taken some of the scraps. So I took 3 sheets of the scraps and laid them onto the background of my cards. And then I've used one of those fabulous cards, and then this is from one of the stamp collections. So when you open up this card, I've used the ribbons inside. There you go. So that's quite easy to do. You just need to work out the centre and then create yourself a mountain fold, and then 2 valley folds on the equal ends, and then you adhere these outer sides to here. So it's quite different when you open up the card, and that's really easy to do because those paper ribbons have already been cut down for you. Then I made a tag card, mainly because these tags are so easy to use. So excuse a bit of blue tack, but I put that on there so it doesn't fall down when it's on the telly. So again, that's another stamp. So a beautiful day will be reflected in your heart forever. So if you want me to show you how I made this particular tag holder, then I can do that. So leave a comment below and let me know which one of these cards you would like a quick tutorial on, because at the moment I can't decide which one to show you, so you'll have to let me know. I've also cut out the sunflower and layered it up onto, this is another one of the paper ribbons, but this time I took off the dark brown edge. Let me just quickly show you on this one. See, there's dark brown edge that I didn't really want to put on this card, so I cut those off, and then that became part of the design, and then I layered up a few of the extra sunflowers. So you could send this card as it is, you could put it as a gift card, or you could do it and put a note inside and tell the person who receives it to make a card of their own. So again, there's the image from the tag, and then I've brought it into the card here. So these sentiments are so nice that even if they don't fit the card that you want, just cut them down, and then it's a nice way to finish off the card whilst bringing into the design. This one's a little bit more funky, I think. So I've used 4 squares of paper in 2 different sizes, and then all you do is you curl up one side, stick it down the centre here, and then one of the toppers just becomes your centerpiece. So again, you've got another sentiment in the middle, but I quite like that one. That's a good way of using up cards, and it's a bit more different to your average 4x4 squares. This is another one that used up the scraps that I was getting from making these other cards, and this time I laid it up onto the Vanguard orange to make the designs pop. But this again is like a banner design. I like the idea with these Holly Hobby cards of using patchwork type designs, because that harks back to the fact that these were all materials. This was a real little girl, and she did wear patchwork dresses, so I like the idea of incorporating that into the design. Some of you know that I make really clean and simple cards, but that's not always appropriate for this type of imagery, but you'll have to let me know what you think. So I don't know if I put a sentiment on it. Oh yeah, look, there's plenty of these sentiments within the collection, so plenty to use when you're finishing off your card. So here I am talking about being a clean and simple crafter. This is the type of thing that I like doing, where you've got lots of blank white space. You have to embrace that space, and then that helps the main focus of the card to pop up. So this time I die cut several layers of gold and the Vanguard with the new cutting die to match this teddy bear that had already been die cut out. Then I took one of the extra banners and cut that out. So use every part of the backing, and then my traditional 3 sequins. Just so then we have one more card in this first collection, and then I'll move on to the bigger projects with the stamped images. So this is another card using just one of the tiny teddy bear toppers, and all I've done here is I've taken a square of the background paper and I've created a fold, which again I'm happy to show you. I can't quite remember the name of it, but you fold it in and you fold it back and you end up with this particular design. And again, I'm using it because I want to show off how well these papers fold and how you can make the imagery fit with the style of the collection. So you've got Holly Hobbie with all her ditzy dots and patchwork and tiny little flowers. So I think that's quite an effective little card. So my next card is a pop-up card. Let me see if I can bring this up a little bit. There we go. So I make quite a few pop-up cards, but this time I adapted the design to make the front wider because I wanted to use this wheelbarrow. So it's just a matter of using your A4 sheet of card. This is one of those pieces of cardstock, so again you can see it's very good base. It's easy to score and fold. Let me just show you here that there are no crease lines here, there's no cracking, so that's a sign of a good piece of construction card. So yes, and then I've used one of the paper ribbons to decorate the bottom, and then using the toppers on the horizontal and the vertical. So it's just a matter of die cutting some, or paper punching some tiny little flowers, and then making a little natural bouquet with some sisal, which you just pop into the base of the card, and then use everyday glue to stick the flowers on. Just allow it to dry. So there you go. And then when you want to send it, it folds flat. So it's quite a neat little card, and it's a little bit different to the everyday pop-up cards that you might see, pop-up box cards. And then another little project that I created was this basket. So it was a box that I made up again with this card. So this time I used the basket weave, added a little handle, and then I used the Vanguard card to cut out some big sunflower like flowers with a little bit of a brown glitzy centre. I've used some of the ready-made tags from the collection, and then I die cut little Miss Holly Hobbie out twice to stick on the side panel. So you could present it that way, or you could present it like that. And then within the box itself we've got 4 little cards. Now these were made using the inserts again. So when I'd use some of the wording, let me just go back in again if I can. Here we go. When I use the wording, I cut the imagery from the left hand corner and simply stuck them onto here and added a sentiment stamp of my own. So then you've ended up with 4 very cute little notelets. Sorry about the camera work here, I can't quite decide whether to zone in or not, but there you go. And then these simply slide into here, or you could use it as a little gift box and put some soaps and things in. But again, if this is the project that you would like me to show you how to make, then please leave a comment below, and then I'll know whether you want me to do this gift box or the pop-up box, or possibly if you would like to know how to fold this particular, or you might indeed like to know how I made these cards. So these again are stamped images, those lovely big stamped images, but what I've actually done here, and apologies again, there we go, what I've done is I have paper piece the dress, and all you need to do for that is to stamp the image onto a piece of the pattern paper. This time I did it a couple of times, and then fussy cut the dress out. I fussy cut the dress and the ribbon so that it was coordinating, and then the rest of it I coloured with my ink lily pens, which is a technique that I'm still learning, but can you see it adds a tiny little bit of dimension. So then you can turn it into an easel card, and again I've stamped this up so that you've got a lovely personal sentiment, and then a little ribbon around the outside edge. And then my final card is one of the biggest. It's an 8x8 card, but I felt like this stamp warranted it. So again, rather than colouring in the dress, I picked one of the Ditzy designs, and then I stamped over it, and you ended up with these tiny little flowers. And then I used the white paper on the reverse to cut out the apron. So it does take a little bit of time, because I did do 2 layers on the bonnet, and then I layer it up with some tiny little sticky pads. But I think it's a different way, and because the stamps are so open, it's relatively easy to cut these out. These bits can be a bit tricky, but you don't have to paper cut it all, do you? You can colour some of it. I've coloured the boots, I've coloured the flowers, and then add the paper where you want to use it. But it's a nice little technique, and I've also copied it over to here, where I stamped this heart onto cream paper, then onto yellow paper, and then cut out the heart to stick onto the cream paper. And then you've got one more sentiment. The greatest gift is happiness, and that is wished for you, for the kind of person that you are, for nice things that you do. And I think really that's a lovely way to leave this collection. So I really hope that you enjoy the launch of Country Life. Look out for my cards on television, and if you do want to know how I make anything, then leave a comment, or if you just want some inspiration of your own, then take a look on my social media pages. So that is on my Facebook, on my Instagram, on Pinterest. Let me know that you've enjoyed what I've made, or if you want to know how to make anything in detail. I'm all about sharing these ideas, and yes, if you've really liked this video, then please do subscribe to my channel, because every time these Holly Hobby cards are released, I will try and add something for you to see. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.